such an asshole.
So I have 2 accounting career related requests I've held off because I published the accounting career course on Teachable earlier today. So now I could kind of field them because it's germane and probably other people are having the same problem / question. Hey, Aaron, returning client here. I would like a video requested. Please keep me anonymous. I am a young man working in audit at a public accounting firm at a place. I've been working as an associate for almost a year now, and our year-end performance reviews are coming through. In public accounting, it's usually given that a first-year associate will be promoted to a second-year associate within a year or maybe less. However, I did not receive this promotion, but they're still training me to become a second-year associate. I was told that it was because my work quality was below expectations. However, my quarterly reviews say otherwise. Wait a minute. Whoa. See, let's take this as an opportunity for all you young people, regardless of whether you're in accounting or not. Get used to this shit. They said, bosses in this particular case, they said X. All of a sudden, it comes a couple weeks later. Oh, we changed it to Y now. Now, I don't believe this is purposely gaslighting. I just think this is typical corporate employer bullshit. I don't know if they got I don't know what their ulterior motives is. Whether they're trying to cut people, trying to cut costs. I don't know. But unless you had a stroke in between, which you shouldn't have because you're a very young man, they said you're doing fine, and now you're not. Whether they're doing it maliciously or not, they lied somewhere in that process. And I don't know about you, buddy. I'm sick of that fucking bullshit. Happens all the time, though. I got great review, and all of a sudden, bam, what the hell? Now, the reason I'm focusing in on this is, one, to make you realize that your employers are not infallible. All right. 2, they're usually ulteriorly, that's a word, motivated. But more importantly, 3, that you identify this and know it ain't my problem. It's not my fault that they were inconsistent, that they lied or misinformed or changed their mind rather abruptly. Now, you could very well be performing below par, not meeting expectations. And the fact they're like keeping you on and maybe giving you a little bit of extra training, which kind of makes me, all right, maybe you are performing below expectations. I would hope here'd be another way to tell specifically what have I done that has not met expectations. You said I was meeting expectations before. Now I'm not. Where did I screw up? And why didn't you inform me when I screwed up at the moment I screwed up? Get it out of your mind that just because they're your boss or they have gray hair or they're older, they have advanced degrees or it's some kind of prestigious firm, get it out of your head that these people have competence. They should, some do, but don't be surprised when they don't. Well, with Anderson Accounting, do you remember Anderson Accounting? I mean, you were a kid maybe. That was the prestigious one until they went belly up because what was it? Was it fraud? What did they do? They were stuck with Enron and WorldCom. There was Big Six at one time. Well, if they're so smart and why is there only 4 now? Why do they keep falling by the wayside? I think some went to jail. I don't care how shiny the marble is in their offices. The housing bubble, it took down. If they didn't have the taxpayer, all Wall Street would have been wiped out. These do not overestimate their intelligence. Do not. Because otherwise you're going to think there's something wrong with you and you're going to misdiagnose the problem. Now, in intellectual honesty, if there's something wrong with you, you also want to know because you don't want to have subpar skills. You want to be a very good accountant. So I would go, if they haven't told you, which they should, I don't know how you're going to have a constructive path to delivering above expectations. I don't know how you're going to do it without them saying exactly what's wrong and showing you what your mistakes are. But in fairness and intellectual honesty, if you're making mistakes, you should know because you don't want to go into future employers and keep making the same mistake. And you know what? To be honest, this is to be expected. First year at a new firm out of college. I was told it's because my work quality was below expectations. However, my quarterly reviews say otherwise. Our rating scale goes from low to high. I don't even use your rating scale because they might figure out who we're talking about. You scored average or above. I was shocked that I didn't receive the promotions, and I'm suspicious that something isn't right. Right? No. Something is not right. It could be something as simple as we overlooked his performance. Somebody evaluating your performance was doing it wrong and incorrectly. But you are right. Something is not right. It's blue. It's blue. It's blue. Oh, it's red. And it's your fault. What? Said it was blue. So, and no kidding. A public accounting firm does this. No kid. Really? I don't have him linked below, but I want you to go listen to Josh Fluke. I refer to him several times in my course. But every young person should be listening to Josh Fluke. So you understand behind the sheen, behind the pearly white teeth, a lot of times these people are just scumbags. And I want to accuse your employer of being a scumbag. But if I had to put money on it, yeah, it's like 65% chance they're a scum. Something is wrong and you didn't do it. During my time here, I've received positive feedback on my work and have been told I make a great impact for the firm. It is worth noting that I'm not originally from the place I'm working, but instead different state. Those two states are somewhat culturally different. I'm the only one in my office who attended university there. I've always felt confident in my ability to understand accounting. I received a bachelor's and a master's with a high GPA. You got a high IQ. Yep. Now, public accounting firms, you're going to find higher IQ people there on average. Yes. But we're talking 115. You're significantly more than that. And I'm not trying to give you an excuse. I'm not. If you fucked up, you got to figure out how you fucked up and make sure it's better. And I'm not saying it because you want to kiss up to this employer or do good by this employer. I'm talking your future employers. Because, and here's the thing. Let me give you another thing where you're curious. What did I do wrong? How did they come to this opinion? It reminds me a lot of my older friend, who at the time I was in my 20s, he was 50. And his girlfriend at the time broke up with him and would never tell him why. You know, he just, and he didn't take it out on me, but I was his sounding board, and he just won't tell me why. And it kept going on and on and on for so long that after a while I said, dude, it doesn't matter, man. The why doesn't matter. All that matters is what is. I'm a 25-year-old motherfucker at this time. Damn, was I a philosopher back. Man, was I jaded. I was armed pretty damn well for Gen X at that age. You young kids today, 16 years old, you go read the red pill, you get all the armor and the guns and the equipment in the world. You get like radar image screen to your goggles, direct link. No confusion on your part. But I was pretty far advanced for that time. It doesn't matter why. All that matters is what is. And what mattered, what was, because it was what it is back then, is that she didn't want to have anything to do with him and the relationship was going to go nowhere. Unless you find out a really good explanation for this, this is not where you're going to hang your hat. This is not a firm that you should be sticking around with. Because this firm is big enough. I won't mention which one. This firm is big enough. There is corporate politics and bullshit going on. Cappy, do you know that for a fact? No, I don't. But the chances are pretty fucking high. You know, like, yeah, does every girl with a tattoo on her face, are all of them not marriage material? No, I'm sure there's one or two that might be, but the vast majority aren't. And this is one of the many main complaints I have about public accounting. These large firms, they're just big corporate firms. That's all they are. And you're dealing with some kind of corporate office politics fuckery is going on here. And it doesn't matter what it is at the end of the day, unless they feel, oh, yeah, here's what it was. But if they don't convey that to you, well, I'll finish this. I'll give you my advice. But generally, Redouble your efforts, be a good employee, no bullshit. Don't go barging into nobody's off. You make your money, you get a couple of years experience, and you start plotting your escape now. Because there's a whole other better world of accounting out there than being a fucking slave for these assholes. And that I will say about all public accounting firms. I think I've run into that phenomenon where I must have intimidated someone higher than me and they want me out, or I've ran into an old boys club clique type situation for being the only person not from the state. You know, plausible. I don't really think the you've intimidated someone. I used to remember people say, "You're just intimidating them." I'm like, "How? They're my boss. Don't they want me to?" I've never really, I shouldn't say believe it, but I've never understood that. I think don't chart up to malice what can be explained by stupidity applies here. It could be the old boys clique. It could be that. It could be. I've not been put on a performance plan, but I have a feeling they're setting me up to put on one. Anyway, should I wait this out or should I start brushing on my resume? Oh, sir. You said, didn't you say you were returning client? How many times have I said? Not day one. You get yourself a job, right? You come out of college, you get a job. Get established, learn, be, good. The very next thing you do is you start looking for another job. I'm not saying to replace the current one you got, but you're always keeping an eye on that market. You should have a good recruiter, which is hard to find, that knows what you're looking for. I need this amount of money to leave. Any job that pays this much money or more in this type of field, hit me up. Right? Doesn't mean you're going to jump ship in 3 months. Doesn't mean any of that. Your job, every young American's person's job, every American worker's job is to pay attention a little bit to the current market offerings to your skill set. You should always keep your eye out for a better job. Again, doesn't mean you'll, but they pay $3 more per year. No. But you should know what the market is doing. You should know, I hate to say this phrase, you should know your worth. So you should have been brushing up your resume, month 3, update it. There's not much brushing up to do in college, your first job out of college, but brush it up. Yep. Update it. But in your particular case, here's what I where did you say it? They're still training me to become a second year associate. Okay. So second year, so they're still training you. It's hard to find employees at the same time too, especially with your generation's work ethic. Oh my God. Is there a safety room there with a stress dog I can pet? It's been so hard having my dad pay my way through fraternity dues. Not accusing you of that. I don't think they're going to fire you. I really don't. Getting fired today ain't the death knell that it used to be. It says, you go on LinkedIn. I just want to thank booby dooby booty poo. We're deciding to go separate paths. I don't think I can't tell, but I don't get firing feelings. Here's another thing you should do. Always play it right. Always play it right. The last time I worked for someone else, I saved all my emails. I followed everything to the letter. I didn't give my bosses an excuse at all. The discipline was no discipline to even question me or criticize me. I did exactly what they said all the time. I had proof to show it. You should do the same thing. Not that you're recording everything, but okay, where do I need improvement? Let's go. Right? Don't give them a reason to fire you. Do your best, because that way okay, it wasn't me. It's critical to figure out who's the one with the problem. Critical. In a relationship, in life, in work, in career, critical. I did everything you said to the letter. Now, whoever it is has a bee in their hoo-ha and doesn't like the way I did it. When I got the email that says to do it this, I did it exactly that way. then you know it's not you. And that's a critical, that's a very important thing to know. And that's why, not that I mailed in my performances before, but I was not 100% airtight like I was at my last employer. And then when things would there be whatever a disagreement, sometimes an argument or an accusation that I didn't do that, I say, nope, got it right here. Here it is. Didn't you say you wanted that in that shade of blue? That's that shade of blue. Here's the color code I even got. And they just shut up. They get pissed off. They don't want you to be there anymore, but they do shut up. And I'll tell you rather quickly whether it's you or someone else. So I would definitely be, for your own future career sake, if there's some weak spots you got, get those fixed. You didn't get a master's degree in accounting, go through all that boredom to not have a career in accounting because you got a flank or you got a blind spot in your accounting. So if that's there, fix it. Find out. Yeah, hey, where do I need to improve? Right? Get at least a year, ideally 2. And then since you're in public accounting, I mean, isn't that it? Like you're either on your way to director or manager, or you're either a corporate man or you get the hell out. And you're starting to find out why people are getting the hell out, not only of the big 4 and public accounting firms, but large corporations in general. This shit, this lie, the switcheroo, the bait and switch, this has never been acceptable. Corporate politics have never been acceptable. America could have been way richer and more powerful from a corporate standpoint if you just got rid of the corporate politics and all this other horse shit. Now they keep on insisting on it. This is why me and Chad, among pretty much every other accountant we know, is like, yeah, go self-employment. So in addition to brushing up your resume, I'd be going and talking to some recruiters. Get at least a year in, right? Just do your year. Go talk to another recruiter. Go poke around, see what job offerings are out there. Maybe you got to get out of that state you're in. No joke, it could be. I know Minnesota, like if you are out of state and you're not a minority or disadvantaged class, do not go to Minnesota. They only promote from within and their kin. Do you play hockey together? And then they got a virtue signal by, oh my God, so and not white. We're so understanding and good Minnesotans. Like I said before, if you're from Nebraska and you come in, oh hi, my name's Frank Frankerson. Oh, well, did you go to Bloomington West? No, I went to school in Omaha. Oh. Bloomington West is the snootier of Bloomington East and West. Bloomington East, I believe there's some people who still work for a living there. Remember dated a girl in Bloomington West. Not in that tax bracket, no. Where was I going? It could be cultural. It very much could be. So, and I'm not going to say the state you're in. Doesn't sound like it. It's not an exciting state. Driven through it a couple times. I'm kind of like, yeah, I want to live here. But at least get your year in so you can put it on your resume. Start putting some feelers out there now. Yeah, I just want to test my market value, see what's out there. I'd say ideally do 2 years. And then while you're doing that, get some contacts. Because you must have clients within industry. And see, just get some names and numbers. Don't say, I'm looking for a job. Get me the fuck out of here. Just kind of like, oh, I wonder they're hiring over there at Frank's Soda Shop. Oh, I know this guy. He's the controller of this company, and they need an accountant. But yeah, that's the strategy. Me, Chad, bunch of other old timers, long ago figured out. And Chad figured out long ago as well. Working in corporate accounting, whether it's public accounting, private accounting, even the government, though the government's a little bit better, ironically, it's just not worth it. And you should start making aims to go be self-employed. That's really what it is. Or you go work in industry. Because especially if you're in public accounting, you either got it or you don't. You're either that guy, Zany Zanerson with my dick sucking lips. Yeah. Yeah, I'll go get the Johnson contract. Of course I will, JB. You're either going to make partner or you're not, or principal, whatever the hell they call it, your firm. Or you're the rainmaker and you go into that day. No, it ain't worth it, man. It just ain't worth it. So you're kind of in a wait and see pattern. Do your best, make sure. Maybe there was something you did wrong. I'm going to say there's a 65% chance you didn't. Just going to say 65. And if you find that out, no, I did everything. I tried to fix it and there still wasn't any. Oh, they still gave me a bad review. Yeah, then it's time to leave. Because how can you progress in an environment like that? They don't give you accurate feedback. Their feedback contradicts one another. You shouldn't have time for that shit. You don't tolerate contradictory information from personal relationships, romantic relationships, or employer relationships. I mean, it's unavoidable in employer relationships, but accounting, not so much because you got an ability to go and open up your own shop. I mean, you need at least a year to say, oh, I worked under a CPA for a year so you could go test for your CPA. If they're going to pay for your CPA exam and materials, you already got the master's degree. So I imagine you meet the sitting requirements, except for the handful of months you need to go get a year. Get the CPA. Once you get the CPA, then you can tell them to fuck off. And you could just open up your own tax shop, your own bookkeeping shop, and be done with this shit. You can work from the beach, not in some fucking office with a bunch of washed up dude bros still think it's fucking 1997. Like, hey, we're in the downtown office, gang. Look, oh, a nice oak room desk. Yeah. Want to go get some wings? It's happy hour at Dick Suckers. That shit is 30 years dead. That shit is so old. So there you go. Now, you wanted much more advice beyond what we individually address for your individual situation here. Some that provide you a little bit more long-term strategic planning to give you what your options are. 2.5 hours ago, finally hit the publish button on the latest course called The World's Greatest Accounting Career. Now, you got a master's degree. You're in public accounting. You definitely have your educational requirements done. You won't need that. But seriously, you may want to start thinking about self-employment and going off on your own, which is what we recommend to nearly every accountant out there. That course, The World's Greatest Accounting Career, tells you how to do that. We're assuming you know how to set up a fucking LLC, all right? We're talking more strategic shit. Does it teach me how to set up an LLC? Google it. And you're not the type to be a self-employed accountant if you don't know how to set up an LLC, let alone look it up. It is linked below. You can also find it on Teachable, though it's so new. If you search it, it ain't good. You got to go to the Clary School of Economic Philosophy. And then you'll see only 2 courses listed because Teachable only shows the 2 courses out of the 5 you offer. Then you have to show, what do you got to click on? All products. And then you'll find The World's Greatest Accounting Career. And, yeah, and that really wasn't so much my idea. It was more Chad, because Chad has the Elkins Accounting Hour, which everyone should subscribe to, especially if you're going to go for careers in accounting. And he kept getting all these questions from all these people and all these various stages of their accounting career. And I'm like, we don't have time to answer all these questions. You got to get a course together, man. He says, yeah, it's a great idea. We should just do a course. Yeah. Well, woo. You should have seen Chad. It's like, woo, go course. Yeah. Accounting course. Woo. And then when it came time to do it, oh, I don't like PowerPoint. Like, you got an MBA. How do you not like PowerPoint? I was more the accounting guy on those projects. I'm like, yeah, fair enough. Like, do you want to? No. Can you do it? I'm like, okay. I'll do it. I get nearly all the money, though. Anyway, with Chad's insight and information and stories, as well as I have worked in finance and banking, that course is open for enrollment. The World's Greatest Accounting Career. Link below. Let's go to the super chats. Lord Venom, $5. Rumors are you have stiff competition from Richard Simmons for number 1 hiker in California. Is he alive still? Richard Simmons? God bless him. You want to talk about, never bothered no one. Theme Wong, our Thai agent. I'm officially making you our Thai agent in the field. 179 Thai baht. That's a lot, isn't it? PHB to USD. What do we got? Oh, 2 cents. All right, maybe it's not that much. Where'd it go? 108.02. That's like $3. Please tell your Federal Reserve to cut the interest. My Thai baht currency is devalued too fast, faster than I expected. If the Federal Reserve cuts the interest rates here, that makes the dollar less valuable, less sought after, because it's not paying as much interest rate. The Thai baht. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You get to tell the Federal Reserve what to do. They're trying to have their cake and eat it too right now. They want to maintain economic growth without inflation. I'm a proponent of cryptocurrency and silver. I'm kind of curious. They got silver dealers over there, Theme. I don't even know a super chat. Just kind of curious. You got silver dealers. Wisdom Vision Productions, $5. First law of corporate life: never outshine the master, aka the manager. This must be one of them 48 laws of power. It's cute. You think you are there to fix things. Collect your paycheck and go home. I don't think he's trying to fix things. If there was ever you intimidated your boss, I wouldn't have known it, because all I did was my fucking job. That's it. That's all I did. I try to do it well. Never outshine the master. That must be a low IQ thing or medium IQ thing. I still to this day do not understand. If I had a gal who was a better dance instructor than me. She got better review. I had excellent reviews. She even beat me. And I couldn't employ her enough. I'm like, I'll send you here. I'll send you. I mean, I get the reviews back. I'm like, holy shit, she's awesome. Oh, I wish I knew where she was now. I'd hire. I don't know why I'd have her. I'd have her do something. I couldn't care less that she was better than me. I was ecstatic. I'm like, you won't fuck it up. I know this may sit down, everyone. Everyone in the big four and big S&P 500 corporations. All right. Your bosses all have small dicks. Shocking. They're all insecure. They're all 106, 107 dude bros. We're like, oh, damn, he's a better sniper than me. I need him on my team. What do you do? What do they do when they're playing kickball, picking for kickball? Did you pick the people that are like a little bit lesser than you? I always like pick the bigger, stronger guy. Like, well, he's kicking further than me. Small penis corporate motherfuckers. Don't save up money for retirement. You'll die poor. Adam Schmidt, $5. Oh, by the way, you missed your calling as a psychiatrist. I probably do have ADD, but the VA won't prescribe me amphetamines for a host of reasons. Well, why should they? Look, once it gets into the world of chemicals and actual diagnosed conditions, I can't do anything. And this is not to say people don't have genuine mental illnesses. You might, Adam. I mean, it kind of sounds like if the VA ain't prescribing you drugs, then it probably is very sincere. I'm sick of the lazy, weak, spoiled motherfuckers who fake it so they can get attention. And that shit I smell a mile away. So it's not me calling bullshit doesn't mean I'm a good psychiatrist. Yeah, psychiatrist. All right, that's it. Link below. The world's greatest accounting career. We'll see you guys later, Toodles.